Well, look how easy a weapon he would just hand over to the Republican Party or the political opposition if he would do that, or if he would comport himself in that manner. Now, many of us would have liked to have seen that action or some degree of that action, just based on the fact that it is so long overdue. But nevertheless, the idea in politics, and the idea that will always be in politics, the way that it's structured and designed in American politics, and quite frankly, international politics as well, although there's different little nuances that come about for different reasons internationally when it comes down to electing officials and re-electing officials. But the whole bottom line in America, our political philosophy and our political mindsets, and particularly for elected officials, is to do one thing first and prime it and play the game that way, and that is to be what? Re-elected. We don't have very many elected officials that go into the political process with the mindset of being one termers. They just don't. It just does not formulate in the mind that way on any level, whether it be a lowly, uh, doesn't matter. It could be an assemblyman position or a state rep, or it could be even, a committee man position or any position. It could be a governor. It doesn't matter. State senator, U.S. senator, congressman. The whole point and the whole objective is to be reelected. And everything that they do from day one of being elected first, from first day one, is to plan and properly gear themselves up to be reelected. So, this president has done basically the same thing. And in that regard, he has comported himself as every other past president has comported themselves in the history of this country. So, the grade, and by the way, I will be giving Mr. Barack Obama a grade. I'm going to give him two grades. First grade I'm going to give him is a grade based upon just being president of the United States. Then I'm going to give him a second grade of being a black president, the first black president of the United States. And it's even tough for me to give him a grade. It's even tough for him to do the things that he wants to do because he's the first. Now, probably the second black president of the United States may have a little easier time and maybe being more of a I don't know what's the word we like to use. I mean, we don't really like to use the word revolutionary. That's a little too, you know, extreme for our mainstream politics. But let's use the word innovator, an innovator, a true progressive innovator, and pushing the envelope to make some changes, some stark changes, real changes that are going to be impactful for the community and for the country. But when we're talking about a black president, we're talking about someone who all, well, just about all of the black Americans in this country put all their faith and hope in that this person will lead the change that we need to see in our communities, our streets, our blocks, our neighborhoods, and our cities, and so on and so forth. As we have tried to do with other leaders who were not black, but they comported themselves and campaigned in a way and promised that they would do these things to help the black community and the community at large, but in particularly the black community. The other thing that is interesting about all of this, there was another there was another little sub layer of a dilemma that was also a problem for Barack Obama. You see, Barack Obama being the first black president, I mean, really first black president. I mean, even though some people say, hey, wait a minute, he's half black, he's got white mother and a Kenyan stepdad and all that. So he said, but hey, look, we're not going to quibble over that. He's the first black president, okay? But one of the underlying things that dilemmas that he had to also deal with a prior president, a former president who was labeled, who was a popular president, who was labeled actually the first black president, but he was a white boy. We're talking about Bill Clinton, a white boy from Arkansas, white country boy from Arkansas. But Bill Clinton had gotten that particular moniker as the first black president because of the way he comported himself, the way he carried the black vote, the way he talked about doing things to help the black community. Um, his whole perspective on, and also his wife Hillary Clinton, on their health care plans that they wanted to push and promote during his terms of being president, which did not happen, which the Republicans, and particularly under the leadership of Newt Gingrich and his gang, made sure that that legislation really was dead on arrival. It wasn't going to happen underneath their watch, and it didn't. But at the same time, a lot of that was going to be to help individuals who were not being covered by healthcare, did not have any type of uh, uh, health coverage, insurance plans, medical plans, and the like. That was really going to help a lot of the poor, and especially a lot of the African Americans, the blacks, who fit into that category, especially the young kids and the families with a lot of young kids that didn't have this health care protection. Uh,